sweet like that. I like it. Single sheep are pretty sweet. Yes. Like a wood. I love that. Wood kind of round. Is it working? It says excellent.
Momentarily, yeah. Well, maybe we're okay.
Just hold on to it like that.
Well, no, this is on this.
This guy have?
This is on this is what matters, so I got to keep this close. All right, what did I do with your tea? Do you have both microphones? I do, yep.
Commentate. Oh, you want both of us? You want us? There we go.
I can't tell if this is on. Is this on? It is. Okay, so we have about 1:30 left in the warm-up. Your Edina Hornets are getting ready to go out and skate. We got the Wayzata 15Us tonight. Our Edina Hornets played a game last night, as everybody knows. That was an 8 or 7-1 win, something like that. All of our kids seem ready to go on a cold, cold night here in Wayzata, Minnesota. This game is brought to you by the Wayzata American Legion, who tonight just had a buffet of chicken and potatoes, unless you were willing to have a pizza from the bar. On our bench, we've got our dedicated coaching staff. I think that's Tella Jungles over there, as well as Coach Rasmussen and Haran. Haran's chatting up Lex. All of our kids warming up their shots. This is a league game, so this counts towards standings, and we're trying to make sure that we keep ahead in the standings. For those who haven't checked out the rules, there are 2 spots that are available to automatically advance to regions. The first and second place finishers in our district will advance to Minnesota regions. So these games have some meaning. As we get later in the season, I think that more and more people will be paying attention to the standings. So 15 minutes is on the clock. We're in the historic Wayzata rink. It looks like Mr. Nedry is also connected to the microphone.
I'm here joining you here. Hopefully people can hear me.
I think they can.
All right. Well, we're in the tin shed of Wayzata's old rink here, the old Wayzata High School rink. Now
is this where they played?
Yes, this is now Wayzata Central Middle School. Back in the day, for some Armstrong grads, this is where we used to play.
Is it true? I didn't know that.
This is very true.
When did they move out of here? Do you know?
Probably it would have been in the mid-2000s, probably around 2005.
Really?
Yep.
I bet this place used to get rocking.
It did.
It's not that big.
It's not very big, and it's very loud.
I love
the tin shed aspect of it really echoes.
Lots of echoes. All right. Is it the Wayzata Warriors?
Wayzata Trojans.
Whatever. Trojans. We'll call them Trojans. Fine. We got the Trojans. They look like they're ready to go.
Kind of a small bench over there.
They do have a relatively small bench. It looks like 2 sets of D and not quite 3 sets of forwards. The officials are ready to go. We're starting out with the Craigness, Witherspoon, Ballard line, backed up by Sweetser and Levy. Off the draw, Craigness has got that. Works into the zone.
Be nice to see a quick start here tonight.
We might need to move this camera closer to the ice. I don't know if that's going to be approved by Mr. Helferich, but why don't we check it out? Break. Wayzata's got an opportunity there. Bounces off the back of the net. Up the sideboards. Wayzata again gives chase. Witherspoon. Ooh, they fling it towards the net. Craigness tries to trip that up to Witherspoon. Wayzata comes up with that. Out to the point. Long shot. They miss a couple of times. Now the net's off.
little bit of a sleepy start here. That
Yep.
first shift.
I think we're thinking about playing a hockey game soon. We're going to play soon, too. Nora gives Lex a nudge there, like, good idea to knock the net off. When you're feeling that pressure,
Good
just
thinking.
knock it off its post.
Just don't be obvious.
That's right. We've got a defensive zone face-off. Nedry on the draw. Tries to win that one back. She does. Loop gathers. Works around the net. Over to Boylan. Just misfires on that one. Works it back down low. Wyzetta. Keeping us in our zone. Chapman in the back. Center. Amy picks that up. Working behind the net. Nedry helping out. Over to Mal.
Okay.
Mal's along the sideboards. Oh, Wyzetta comes up with that one. Fires. Bounces off a shin pad. Mal picks up that rebound. Off she goes. Achieves the red line. She's working into the offensive zone. Works her on the outside. Sets up in her offensive zone. Works it out to Helferich. Helferich zings it down. It's behind the net. Pops back out. Wyzetta tries to chip that thing out of the zone. There goes Helferich into the zone. Thinks about shooting. Thinks better of it. Works her on the outside.
Nice
Cohen
pass.
sliding into the slot. Dangles around one. Fires. Ooh! Almost has that one. Picks up her own rebound. Wyzetta comes up with it though. Cohen behind the net. Battling. Back to Newcomb. Cohen. Corner. Out to Souter. Oh, she tries that. Fires.
Boy, this
Wyzetta-
line's been in sync the last few nights. Oh,
Totally
no.
agree. It looks like our connection is poor. I can imagine that they're talking about the commentators.
There's no chance of that.
Yeah. It says poor in the corner, though. It really? Yeah.
That's not good. Not good.
All right, over to Sweetser. Sweetser works it back down low. We'll keep talking in the hopes that it records. Cohen comes up with that one, tries to dangle around. Ella gives chase. Wyzetta comes up with that one. Up to the winger. Ooh. Wyzetta gets his out of the zone. Now we've got a body on somebody. That's a power play for Edina. I think that's just going to be a body check or interference. It looks like is the call. Right in front of the ref. You got to be careful not to knock somebody down. Helferich and Sweets are on D. You got the Craigness Witherspoon Ballard line out there on the forward side. It looks like we got a nice work, boys. I can hear.
Perfect.
Love the positivity. Craigness on the draw. Craigness wins it back. Ballard works it down low. Witherspoon dangles around, looking for an opportunity. On the power play, it's important to slow it down until you get a nice opportunity to get a high-value shot. Craigness works it around, gets a little hook there, keeps control, tries to work it over to Witherspoon. Just misfires there. Out to Helferich. Bouncy puck. Bad luck there. Sweetser up to Craigness. Craigness enters the zone. Dangles around one, works it down low to Witherspoon. Witherspoon in the corner. Witherspoon chips it down to Craigness. Craigness behind the net. Mohawks around, fires. That's a goal. 1-0.
Well,
11.
to give her that space, she's going to take it every time.
Yep. Came around the corner, looked for an opportunity, beat the goalie glove side. I think the goalie wasn't even really thinking a shot's coming.
Nope.
That should even up 5-on-5 now. 1-0 with 11:30 remaining in the first period. Nedry on the draw. Little neutral zone battle. Wyzetta works that in down low. Levy behind the net. Levy works it up to Boylan. Boylan chips it forward. Tries to get it out. No dice there. Tries again. Still no dice. Chap gets it out of the zone. Wyzetta barely works it out. All our girls are on side now. Mal gives chase. It's over on the far side. Here comes Wyzetta, looking for an opportunity. Tries to wrap that one around. Chapman. Up to Mal. Mal works it back down. Mal over to Levy. Levy. Tries to chip it up to Boylan. Misses on that one. That's going to be an icing. 10 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first period. We got a line change, so now we've got Cohen, Souter, and Newcomb out there. There goes Souter racing up the ice. Cohen's there to help. Wyzetta comes up with that one. Helferich back. Do I have this right? Did you go to Wyzetta High School?
I went to Armstrong High School.
Armstrong.
We used to play against Wyzetta back in the day. Armstrong, that's now Armstrong Cooper. Oh.
That's a goal.
Oh, man.
Nice goal, Souter. This line has been moving the puck pretty well. We got some additional commentary from Fred Helferich. Actually, it looks like his battery's out.
No, it's just the button on my vest that I've had for 5 years. Doesn't seem to work, so.
We're really gutting it out here tonight, folks. It's very cold in this rink. The announcers are toughing it out here for sure.
Ella on the draw. Wins that one back to Amy. Amy pulls it back. Takes a look at her options. Tries to work it long across to Hannah. Helferich retreats behind our net.
Here we go.
Over to Cohen. Cohen up to Souter. Souter, a little skate to stick. Ooh, Wyzetta barely came up that one. Works it down. It's 2-0 with 9:28 left in the first period. Wyzetta is still in this fight. Cohen comes up with that one. Chiefs that red line. Dangles around a couple. Newcomb works that back down low, goes for a change. To complete the remainder of the change. Looks like Craigness working in the corner. It's hard to see from this angle.
It is. It's nice to see the Hornets get a line change while in the offensive zone there.
I like it.
Keep the pressure on while changing.
Craigness down in the corner. Fighting it out. Alley up at the corner. Works it back down low. Witherspoon chases it in. Ballard chips it out of the corner. Weird carom out the glass. Out to Levy.
Hit the ref.
Yeah. I think that was off a helmet.
I think so.
Levy back. We got to look for that stretch pass now. She works it up to Witherspoon to Craigness. Craigness just barely loses the handle. She's trying to go. Our forwards are trying to work it down low. Over to Sweetser. Sweetser over to Mal. Works back down into our zone. Sweetser. Over to Mal. Levy. It's got the puck there. Just misfires a little. There we go. Nedry. Up to Mal. Mal gets it in deep. Looking for an opportunity.
There we go.
Puts it over to Boylan. That's offsides. Looks like our reception is excellent right now. 7:12 left in the first period. 2-0 Edina Hornets lead.
Might be solo.
Did it really die?
Yeah.
Mine's still alive. All right. I'll continue. Yeah, I'm good. Amy chips it in. I've now lost Mr. Nedry. This is not unlike soldiering on as needed in the cold rink here in Wayzata. Out to Amy. Amy flips it towards the net. Just knocked a little wide. Cohen gives chase. Wayzata works it out. Chips it up. Newcomb gathers. That gets worked out. Newcomb works in. Ooh. A penalty coming there. Probably a hook. Let's see what they get. They mark it as a tripping. Okay. Not quite out of the textbook, but that's all right. The Witherspoon Craigness Ballard line jumps out for their second power play of the night. Hopefully the Edina Hornets can convert again. We've got Helferich and Sweetser on the backside. Craigness on the draw. 2 minutes on the clock for the penalty. 6:32 left in the first period. Ballard comes up with that one. Works it over to Ballard, or to Craigness. Craigness tries to load up Witherspoon. Just misfired on that one. Witherspoon in the corner. Works it down to Craigness, but Ballard jumps on it instead. Ballard senses a little pressure. Works it over to Craigness. Craigness in the corner, dancing. Over to Ballard. Ballard tries to chip that one in. Goalie knocks it aside. Ballard's got it now in our far side corner. Down to Craigness. Craigness looking for an opportunity. Works it down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon out of the corner. Working again. Cycling around. Works it down to Ballard. Ballard in the slot. Almost has an opportunity. Helferich comes up with that one. Keeps it in. Good job, Helferich. There goes Craigness loading up Witherspoon. Witherspoon tries to jam that one in. Unfortunately, that doesn't go in. Back over to Craigness. Craigness dancing. 5:30 left on our clock here. Witherspoon down in the corner. Tries to backhand it over to Craigness. Craigness. Witherspoon. Witherspoon. Craigness. Witherspoon in the corner. Works it down to Ballard. Trying to create a good scoring opportunity here. Witherspoon in the corner now. Down to Craigness. Craigness. Down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon out to Craigness. Goalie chips that one out. That one now goes in. 5:02 left on the clock. The Edina Hornets are going to lead 3-0. Okay, Wayzata comes up with that one. Up to Mal. Mal on the sideboards. Tries to chip it into the zone. Borland gives chase. Up to the Wayzata forward. Wayzata forward coming on in. Wayzata hasn't given up yet. In the corner. Chips it out to the center. Back along the sideboards here on our left side. Wayzata's trying to chip that one in. Fires again. Lex makes another great save. Nedry's there to help it out. That puck is still loose. It's in the corner. Levy chips it back. Wayzata gets there. To the center. Up to Mal. Mal chips it over to Borland. Just misfires on that one. That gets worked back down into our zone. Levy senses a little bit of a lane. Works it up the red line. Fires it in on net. Goalie gobbles that one up. With 3:55 left in the first period, the Edina Hornets lead 3-0. Offensive zone faceoff. Sauter on the draw. Newcomb gathers, spins it down low. Sauter dangles around. Looks for an opportunity. He's working out high. Chips it back in. Sauter chips it in again. Cohen goes to chase. Cohen just barely loses the handle on that. Wayzata chips it out. That should be in icing. There we go, with 3:25 left in this first period. Ella on the draw. Chips it out to the point. Levy works in. Wayzata gets a stick on that and knocks it to the side. Wayzata tries to come down. Levy gathers. Works it up to Ella. Ella cheats that red line. Chips it around to herself. She's in the corner now. Looking for an opportunity to load somebody up. Levy out at the point. Levy fires. Bounces off a body. 3 minutes left in the first period. Ballard down in the corner. Ella goes for a change. Cragness jumps on. Cragness is hanging out at the point. We got some action going there. Sweetser backs out. Cragness is there now. Oh, Wayzata's got an opportunity here. Works into the zone. Fires. Lex knocks that aside. Great job, Lex. It's here along the near side boards. Cohen's trying to chip it out. Cohen works it up to Newcomb, Newcomb chips that in. Cragness down there all by herself trying to work it out. Out to Ballard in the slot. Ballard working around. Down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon in the corner. Dangling around a couple of people. Works it out to Lou. Lou fires. Bounces off a couple of skates. With Wayzata trying to get that out. They're going to hold that one. Work it up to the neutral zone area. Cragness has got Ballard. Oh, she didn't quite have the puck yet. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this period. Amy out at the point. Fires. Just misses wide. Cragness comes up with that again. Works it over to Amy. Nice saucer pass. Cragness goes for a change. Chapman's got a change going. In comes Nedry flying. Heads down the ice. Lou. She's Witherspoon at the far. Hooks up Nedry. Now tries to chip that one in. Here comes Helferich. Helferich tries to get that one out. No dice. It lands a little towards our goal. Wayzata's got an opportunity here too. Here goes Nedry, Boylan along the near side boards. There's a working in, mid side. Here comes Wayzata back. They've got speed. Try to work it past Lex. Lex says, not on my watch. There's about no seconds left. That's the end of the first period.
Is this the coldest rink in the...
No.
It isn't. Okay.
No. Okay. There are colder rinks. I'm being asked by a grandfather, is this the coldest rink? Yes. At least tonight.
Yes, exactly.
Coach Rass dispensing some wisdom over there. Checking in to see if any of the other parents wish to be on the microphone. Ladies, do you have a review of that first period? It feels like there's heaters on over there. Are there heaters?
There's just enough heat for us to be able to say they turned the heat on.
It's nice.
Taking the edge off a little bit.
Angie, you look very comfortable, though. Good. All right, here we go. Second period. They'll put 15 minutes on the clock. I think we learned in our last game that running time begins with a 6-goal differential during district play. It looks like our streaming level is now poor, so we'll just continue talking and hope that it makes it through to folks out there in the world somewhere. Coach is having them gather up. Second period's got 15 minutes on the clock. It's 3-0 with the Hornets leading. Nedry, Mal, and Boylan start out the second period here with Chapman and Levy on the back end. Back to Levy. Levy works over to Chapman. Chapman over to Levy. Levy thinks about it. Fires it down the ice. Mal gets in the way there. Now Nedry is too. Nedry trying to work around in the corner. Works it over to Mal. Mal dangles around a couple. Runs into some foot traffic. Boylan over to Mal. Mal tries to work around. Chips it down low. Boylan's down there in the corner. Gets tripped up a little. Dangles around one. Tries to work out. Comes up with that in the middle. Tries to chip towards the net. There's Nedry. There we go. 4-0. Edina Hornets lead with 14:25 left on the clock in the second period here. We switch it up, so we've got a new set of D. It looks like Helferich and Lou with Newcomb, Souter, and Cohen on the front side. There goes Cohen back. Over to Helferich. Helferich escapes. Newcomb hits the gas. Senses an opportunity, gets out of the zone. Tries to work it in low. They get a second on it, but it's back to Cohen. Cohen now chips it down low. Souter, corner. Cohen comes up with that behind the net. Cohen dangling. Works it out to Helferich. Helferich senses the lane. Fires. Goalie gobbles that one up. 13:55 left in the second period. 4-0. Edina leads. Mr. Helferich, if we get to running time early enough, when do we start the cars?
6 in the third.
Oh. 6 goals in the third. All right. Newcomb fires. So we should just time it just right? We should time it just right?
Right.
Okay. Far side of the rink there. Edina Hornets try to battle that one out. Helferich out at the neutral zone, collects, escapes again, sees an opportunity. Hits the gas. I love it. When Vivian Helferich gets moving, she gets moving. Tries to feed the front, thinks about it. She's looking again. Down low. Cohen's there too. Cohen. Back down to Souter. Souter dangles around one. Tries to load up her teammate. Oh, it was a good play. Caught it on her forehand. Chipped it towards the goal on her backhand. Ella. Down low. There it is. No goal. I thought that one was in. Newcomb. She can give me grief about that later, but I thought she had that one. Maizetta tries to fling it all the way down. Ella catches it in her skates. Up to her stick. Dangles around one. Works around everybody. Tries to chip it in. No dice. Back over to Hannah. Hannah working behind the net. Comes on out. Looks for that nice pass. Wasn't quite there. Cohen chips it up the sideboards. Cohen digs it off of there. Works it around. Looks for an opportunity. Cohen down low. Cragness gives chase now. We're in the middle of a change. There we go. Cohen heads to the bench. Cohen over to Ballard. Witherspoon jumps out. Back down to Cohen or Cragness in the corner. Ballard goes to help. Cragness and Ballard working in the corner. Ooh, almost a shot and goal there. Nice quick shot and pass, or pass and shot. Weisetter on the outside tries to work into our zone. Ballard's there to pick up the mess. Ballard senses Cragness on the far side. Cragness Enters the zone, gets tripped up a little. Witherspoon's there to help out. Witherspoon down in the corner now. Witherspoon and Cragness. Ooh, a little body contact. They chip it all up the sideboards. Ballard, great back check. You know, I keep track of these weird unknown stats, but strong back check there by Ava Ballard. Deserves credit in our unofficial scorebook. Levy works it up to Cragness here. Near side boards. Cragness tries to flip it over. Wayzata comes up with that one, enters our zone, working around the far side. On the far side of your screen, works it back up to their D. Witherspoon chips it out. Wayzata's back to clean that up. Wayzata up the side. Works it out. Near side board battle. Wayzata flings it in deep into our zone. Sweetser's back to clean that thing up. Nedry's on the ice now. Nedry up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon battles for it on the far side boards. Sweetser pulls that one out. She's got Levy on the near side. Levy up to Ballard. Ballard tries to zing it over. Runs into some traffic there. Levy's there with their skates to kick that thing forward. Wayzata's got it again. Trying to work into the zone. Sweetser, nice stick. Nedry trying to calm things down. Works it around the corner. She's got Ballard on the near side board. Boylan trying to make a break for it. There goes Boylan and Nedry. Boylan and Nedry. Over to Boylan. Boylan fires. Hits that goalie. Now Mal's on the ice too. Mal's battling behind the net. So is Boylan. Boylan gives chase. Comes back in towards us. Again, we work it down low. Boylan's there in the corner. We got Sue. Worked it out towards the center of the ice. Unfortunately, it was like up to Mal, near side boards. Mal pulls it off the boards, works it into the zone. Go to the net. Somebody help her out. Out to Amy. Amy's at the point. Amy fires. Ooh, almost a tip right there in front. Wayzata comes up with that one. We got to get a strong back check going. It's a 2v2 on the zone entry for them right off of Chap's face. Chapman back to Amy. Amy's got an opportunity. Works it up to Mal. Mal. Can't tell what happened there on the near side boards. Souter. Develops some space for herself. Chips that around to Boylan. Boylan back to Souter. Souter splits the D. She's all alone. She's out there by herself, 5-on-1. Souter dangles around long enough for the rest of the change to happen. We got Cohen and Newcomb to join the fight now. Amy out at the point. Amy works it down low. Good job by Ella. I'm out here all by myself. Cohen fires in the net. Bounces off the goalie's face. This goalie's done all right. She's made the saves she should make, I think. Going down in the corner. Chips it back out to the point. Point. Viv thinks about it. Works it back down to Cohen. Cohen works it out of the boards again. Again back down to Sada. She tries to load up this slot. This line has a good job. They do a good job of sensing when they should collapse around the net. It's back out of the neutral zone. Souter. Over to Amy on the near side. Amy achieves the blue line. She's working into the corner. Holds on to possession. Still fighting it out on the far side boards. You got Cragness out there now. Wayzata gets control of that one. Works it down low. Helferich is back to clean it up. Helferich. No breakout pass available to her. She works it back over to Amy. Amy tries to load somebody up in the middle ice. Cragness gives chase. Good job, Cragness. Wayzata trying to get a clean zone exit. Ava Ballard comes in with both her stick and her skate. Ava over to Cragness. Cragness looking for a window. Tries to work it down to Olive. Olive out to Helferich. Wayzata comes up with that one. We just barely missed on that. Wayzata works out of the zone. Helferich is back to clean it up. Sweetser up the sideboards. Officially gets in the way. Witherspoon and Craigness on the far side, battling it out, trying to come up with that puck. Right around the red line. Craigness does. Not surprising there. Craigness chips it deep into the zone. Uses her speed to try to catch up with it. Witherspoon's there along the sideboards. Craigness, Witherspoon, and Ballard all fighting it out in the offensive zone. Craigness sensing his space, makes him, works behind the net, looking for a pass. Out to Ballard. Ballard, nice stick on that. Just barely missed wide. Craigness. Down to Bally. Bally fires at the goal. 6 minutes and 12 seconds left in this period. 4-0 Edina leads. So along the near side boards, that one gets chipped out. That might be an icing. I see the official wave it off. Helferich is back at the end of a extended period, trying to make sure that she makes things work. Got a little action for the Wayzata Trojans. They work it back down deep. Helferich is back. When you got tired legs and you're trying to pass it to tired legs, it's tough. Ballard along the near side. Achieves that red line. Dumps it in low. Nedry gives chase. Ooh, so tight there. Nice job, Mal. Mal jumped right on the ice, got a stick on it immediately. That one pops loose. Out to Levy at the point. Levy works it back down low to Mal. Mal trying to dangle around one. Wayzata tries to come up with that. Mal tries to work it down to Boylan. Boylan tries to fight through some traffic. Mal comes up with that one. Mal, he's got Nedry in the slot. Ooh, Mal's working behind the net. Tries to work it out to Chapman. Chapman chips it back down to Mal. Great job. It's in her feet. She works it over to Nedry. Nedry looking for an opportunity. Tries to load up Boylan. Ooh. Nora got a little stick on that. Mal and Nora were both going to the goal. That's exactly what you want to see. We have 4 minutes and 57 seconds left in the second period from the frozen Wayzata Trojans Central Ring. Chapman and Levy back on D. Nedry, Boylan, and Mal on the front side. Chapman out at the point. Collects that one. Zings it back down low. Wayzata tries to come up with that. Mal's there to help. Wayzata's feeling some pressure from these forwards. There's Nedry. Nedry grabs it out in the neutral zone smoothly. Chips up to Boylan at the red line. Boylan comes up with that one. Fights through that. Tries to work it over her teammates. Nedry comes up it. They fight it again. Boylan's in the corner. Dangles around one. Jumps past the next player. Works it up the point. Here we go. Back down to Mal. Mal dangles around one. Dangles around another. Tries to chip that one towards the net. Boylan's there to clean up the rebound behind the net. Works it back down to Mal. Mal walks. Ooh, sees Nedry almost connected there. Nedry looking to the point. Nope. Decides against it. Works it back down low. Weird carom off the board. They get an icing. Oh, I guess we get that waved off. 3 minutes and 57 seconds left. There's a long stretch pass available. Levy hits Mal. Mal dangs around. It doesn't quite work. Here comes Wayzata coming on back. Here we go. Let's not give them any momentum here before the third period begins. We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. You got the Souter, Mal. Well, it's not a full line. You got Souter, Mal, and Cohen out there. Wayzata flings it. Hits a body halfway there. There we go. Mal gets a stick on that to move that thing forward. She goes for a change. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Cohen creating major trouble for the Trojans. We're behind the net now. Up along the near side boards. That one barely comes out of the zone. We got a 2-on-1 for Wayzata. Here come the Trojans. Long shot. Lex grabs that one. Great job. 2:55 left in the second period. It's a 4-0 lead for the Edina Hornets. Here we go. Ella on the draw. Wins it back. Over to Sweetser. Cohen along the far side boards. There we go. Sweetser. Over to Newcomb. Newcomb's got a little bit of space. She's working into the zone. She's got some help. Wayzata comes up with that one, but Newcomb comes up with it again. Newcomb and Ella working behind the zone. L up the sideboards. Helferich. Helferich sends an opportunity. Zings it at the goalie. Very competent Wayzata goalie. I said it before, I'll say it again. She's made most of the saves you'd expect her to make, which is kind of what you can ask for. 2 minutes and 24 seconds left, second period. 4-0 Edina leads. Running time can begin in the third period if there's a 6-goal differential. Craigness on the draw. Ballard and Witherspoon out there to help her. Helfrich and Sweetser on the D. Ballard dangles. Works around. Good job, Ava. Now Witherspoon has got it. Come on, Witherspoon. There you go. Witherspoon's got it too. Trying to work behind to Craigness. Little battle in the corner there. Wayzata comes up with that one. Except Ava Ballard decides, I'm going to take that back for us. Thank you. It's out at the point. Sweetser works it back down low. Great job. Great job, Sweetser. Craigness right here in front of us at the blue line. Battling that thing out. Ballard works it down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon's got a little bit of an angle. Dings around one. Sees it. Fires. Ooh. Just hits the goalie. Sweetser back down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon and Craigness. Craigness now. She's got Witherspoon supporting from below the goal line. Witherspoon jumps in. Wayzata tries to come up with that one. We're back down low. Wayzata. Classic breakout. Our people are back checking. That's helpful. 1 minute and 17 seconds left in this second frame here. Vivian retreats behind the net. Escapes. Great move. Sees an angle. Takes it. Go. Use your speed, kid. Witherspoon at the red line. Works in. She dangles around one. Dangles around another. She's there in the corner. Works it down to Craigness. Craigness sees Mal coming in. Craigness mohawks around. Mal now in the corner. Craigness and Witherspoon out there to help her. Witherspoon chips that one in. Dangs around a couple of people. Tries to fire. That goal might be off. Think she kicked the goal off? I couldn't figure out if she covered it up or if she kicked the goal off. Yeah. The ice is particularly snowy. You know, I think last night the game was the coaches agreed.
Still not sure they're supposed to do that, but
As a person who sits on the D6 board, I didn't say anything, but yeah, I tend to agree with you. They're calling that offsides. Now, the official must have had a pretty good look at it because
she's staying on.
ice is nice and hard. All right, the other night when they didn't Zamboni at all. The other night, for clarification, the coaches agreed just to do a 3 minute break and then just keep rolling. And I think coaches aren't supposed to do that, but they did. Oh, I may have lost the audio for a bit there, and if I did, I apologize. Here comes Cohen up to Newcomb. Newcomb's got an opportunity. Newcomb tries to work it around. Newcomb tries to load up the slot. Whiteside did a good job backchecking on that one. Souter, near side corner. Back to Chapman. Chapman tries to work it in. Ooh, that puck was loose, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll admit the official, I think the rule is if you lose track of the puck, you're supposed to blow the whistle. And the goalie was kind of right on top of that puck. Or maybe the net was loose or both, but we'll take the whistle. 4-0, 8 minutes and 29 seconds. All right, Sarasota, I heard you. Kind of. We switched to a different microphone. Hopefully this one has a little bit more charge in it. 6 minutes and 45 seconds remain. Maybe it's that the batteries are so cold. 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third period. 4-0, Edina leads. So far, the Hornets have not been able to put one in the third period. The Trojans must have came out with a goal to prevent us from scoring. There's no ice there. That's a Friday night call from your officials, looking to keep the game moving. Helferich, long stretch pass up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon tries to dangle around one, enters the zone, retreats out of the zone, works it around to Sweetser. Sweetser over to Ballard. That one's going to be an icing. Just barely missed on that one. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left. Some of the auxiliary officials have noticed icing is hard to achieve in this game. And I actually think that's pretty fair. Nedry on the draw. Up to Boylan on the far side. Boylan tries to work around her defender. She gets taken out there, no big deal. Keeps skating. Now that's probably a penalty. That's got to be called every time. Levy works it back down to Boylan. Boylan in the corner. Boylan tries to chip it towards the front of the net. Works it back down to Mal. Mal works it out to Nedry. Nedry is there. Works it over to Souter. Souter tries to score. No dice. So not sure what the call is there. Wait for the penalty to get on the clock. 2 minutes on number 19. Looks like it's roughing. Down a power play here. 5 minutes and 35 seconds left. Levy along the near side boards.